go. Come on, something. Come on.
Swing and a miss.
There's a lot of spunk.
Don't throw it wide.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Unbelievable.
The first ever AA Rookie of the Year made the jump to AAA in his sophomore campaign and has shown flashes of that former excellence. Goldfinger looks to turn his fortunes around in primetime versus mbennings, a fellow rookie and surprise title contender. The high-flying aeronauts clash with the vicious dog pound. This is Match of the Week.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's broadcast of the XBL, the cross-platform baseball league. I'm Florabelle, your play-by-play announcer, and with me on color tonight is Weaver for Prez. Weaver, tonight's AAA match of the week features two teams on the opposite ends of the spectrum. We've got the Aeronauts trying to salvage a losing season with only 5 wins to their name thus far. Granted, 3 of those 5 wins are against teams that are 500 or better. But they pretty much need to win out to have any hope of claiming a seed above 14th or 13th place, currently sitting at 15th. And then you have the Dog Pound, who are right on the cusp of a single bye, looking to win their remaining 4 games and take a top 7 seed.
Yeah, it's a couple of, I'd say, a little bit surprising contenders here. Mbennings, I'm not sure anyone had him pegged to do as well as he has. He has been a great surprise. And I think a lot of people expected Goldfinger would win a few more games than he has. Granted, like you just said, he has played up to some of his opponents. When you see the quality of opponent that he has beaten in here in this season 10, it kind of leaves you scratching your head as to how some of those losses have piled up against some of the lower opponents. So maybe it's just a case of improvement, gradual improvement going into the season. Remember, he is a AA graduate. So last season in season 9, he was batting on 75 ego, pitching at 85. Now in the AAA, he graduated, but the AAA did not stay on 80 ego like it had the past 2 seasons. The batting in AAA is now on 83. So quite the jump for Goldfinger. It's probably why the struggles have been there. That you could say the same thing about his fellow graduate Rise and Fall. But again, like you said, if there's anything to look at a silver lining for Goldfinger, it's those big wins versus big teams. And I think he has it in him to pull it off again tonight. But Mbennings very formidable.
Mbennings very formidable indeed. And when you look at Mbennings' record going against what we just said for Goldfinger, Mbennings actually has only dropped 1 game to a team under 500. So here we've got, a team who can definitely take wins off of the big players, and then we got a big player who has just said nuts to that against the lower record players. It's going to be very interesting to see which team comes out to play for both of these sides.
Yeah, we could see a tale of 2 games here with one team awake, ready, hungry in game 1, and then the other team, ready to match blow for blow in game 2. We really don't know. These are a couple of wild cards here. Obviously, the stat you just gave, Mbennings, very successful against teams under 500. That has got to be playing to his favor here. He's certainly the favorite to show off in this series, but the equation is almost kind of balanced out by that of Goldfinger and his ability to play up to his opponent.
And we're going to see which team really comes out to play in terms of that starting out. Those first few innings are going to be huge for both of these players, especially given it's their first time playing each other at this level of play and their first time playing on prime time here on the XBL Match of the Week. They're in the spotlight. All eyes are on them. Could the nerves play any part into how they perform tonight?
Yeah, that's one of the keys to the game, that the first time under the lights. I know just me personally, and I can't speak for everyone, when you're on prime time, when you're under the spotlight and there's people watching and people like you and I, taking time to commentate, and it's a whole thing. Sometimes you can get a little nervous. Sometimes you don't play quite the same as you would normally. Some people don't care. Some people are perfectly immune to it, and we really don't know how either of these guys will fare as far as the mental game goes. And the other key that's kind of along the same lines, they're unknown quantities as far as primetime goes. They're also unknown quantities to each other. I don't think there's any meeting they've ever had, certainly not in season. If anything, it would be a scrim, but I don't believe that's the case. So they're going to have to really feel each other out in the early innings. Both of them on the mound, they're going to have to figure out what each other likes to swing at, what they don't like to swing at, what they'll take, what they'll chase. It's going to be a chess match early, so definitely keep an eye on that.
Those early innings, like we said before, are going to be crucial for both of these teams. Just because of that, I want to give the edge a little bit towards Mbennings having the better record, having the better success against lower-rated players. But we can't count Goldfinger out. We know he's taken some big wins off of some big teams, and it just remains to be seen how this first game goes. For the AAA Match of the Week, it'll be starting in just a few moments here. Stay with us. We are loading into Apple Field for game 1 of this AAA match of the week. Mbennings and the Dog Pound going to be the home field team, taking on the Aeronauts, who will be away here in game number 1. Husky on the mound, Siberian Husky that is, for Dog Pound, facing off against Montgolfier. We'll see how this goes on the first pitch of the game, in there for a strike.
And one thing we're going to see from Goldfinger is a lot of contact swinging. As I say that, he charges a power swing, so maybe I should stop talking. But I know in the AA, all the great slugging numbers he put up in the AA last season was mostly from contact swinging. That was a power swing, and he got jammed, but a nice hit nonetheless. Yeah,
weak contact, got way underneath it. Not a ton of good contact there. Allows it to fall as a bloop hit in shallow center field. Leadoff single here for the Knots up against Dog Pound. Top of the first inning, runner on first, nobody out. Swing and a miss, chasing that changeup off the plate was Blankard. And gets him again, that time chasing the two-seamer off the plate. Strike 3, swung on and missed.
Yeah, good sequence there. That looks like a two-seamer that just faded right off the plate. It's going to fool a lot of hitters.
Now 1 out in that runner on first for Art Griffin. Facing off against Husky with the 4-pitch arsenal. 3 fastballs and the changeup. Digging for that one. Couldn't catch up with it. Strike 2. The 1-2 swung on and missed. 97 miles per hour. Back-to-back strikeouts to make it 2 away. And Junior there swings at the first pitch. Rips it up the middle. That's a 2-out knock for a base hit. First and second here for the number 5 batter, Stubbs, coming up against Husky. Runners on first and second here with 2 outs.
A nice 303 average here for this number 5 hitter. 4 homers, too, to boot.
And 9 RBIs on the season. Going to try to get one more here as that one's hit towards the hole. Tazi able to catch up with it. Throws it to Inu for out number 3. So the Aeronauts get a couple of base runners but are unable to deliver a run. We stay scoreless in the bottom of the first. It's time for the Dog Pound to bat. First pitch up and away, called a strike. Very interesting arsenal here for LeBlanc on the mound. For the Aeronauts, 4-seamer, 2-seamer, screwball change, and then the slider, the only pitch going the opposite direction.
Yeah, a bit of a funky arsenal. You just look at it up in the middle right part of your screen, and it just kind of jumps out. You don't see it a lot.
Big swing and a miss there, however, that fastball too much for Bennings to handle. Swing and a miss there for strike 1 for Shih Tzu. The 0-1. Swung on and fouled down the third base line. The count to 0-2, goes with the high heat. Swung on, gets a piece of it, but it's going to land in the glove of Montgolfier at shortstop. 2 outs, nobody on.
Yeah, now Mr. Worldwide, Pitbull stepping up. His first pitch swing, it's going to be an out.
Mr. Worldwide is going to have fitness down on the run to first base there. That could be implications for Pitbull. Tweaked groin. And Benning's going to take a look at that. Might be a substitution here in the second. Those RNG injuries can sometimes put a damper on a team, but it looks like he'll be staying in.
Yeah, judging by the fact that he's still in, I'm guessing it was, if anything, a downgrade just to the first tier of injury, which is no change, or maybe even the second tier, which is a slight nerf. But in any case, he's staying in.
Yeah, well or strained. He will be, whichever one it ends up being on that tweaked groin, Pitbull will be staying in. So 1 out. 1-0 count here to John Jeffrey. Swing and a miss, high and inside. Good placement on that fastball. The 1-1 to Jeffries, a little bit low. Jeffries charges up on the power swing, but does not swing. Here comes the 2-1. Swung on and ripped down the right field line, but it's going to go foul.
Yeah, but he timed a fastball well there. Should feel a little encouraged that he's starting to get around on some.
Husky goes to the changeup and gets him fishing. Weak little comebacker, the throw to first in time for out number 2. Bit of a duel forming here between these two players. Husky trying to get out of this inning 1-2-3, unlike the first inning, allowing 2 runners on for the Knots. The 1-0. Swung on and belted to deep center field. Does it have enough? It looks like it'll dive right in front of the wall. Pitbull makes the catch in center field with the tweaked groin and all. We head to the bottom of the second.
Yeah, that's Apple Field for you. That is the part of the ballpark you do not want to hit a long fly ball to. If Goldfinger had potentially pulled that ball to left field or even slapped it to right field like he did on that foul ball, it could be a 1-0 game.
Ibu Inu up to bat for the Dog Pound. This one grounded towards Montgolfier. More action for the shortstop. Throw to first in time. That's 2 away quickly here in the bottom of the second. LeBlanc only 12 pitches thrown. But that one caught by the leaping glove of DeRosier there at first. Another 1-2-3 inning for the Aeronauts.
Yeah, and these 1-2-3 innings for both teams making this game fly by so far. We're through 2, and it's going to be 9-1-2 here for the Aeronauts. See if Goldfinger can get the bonus of his pitcher on base, and he does.
Locked-in pitcher stats just enough to poke that one into shallow center field. A leadoff runner, and the lineup turns over. Montgolfier still looking for his first home run of the season. With only a few games left to play. 252 average. Gets a bit under that one. 73 power on the swing. Plenty of time for Pitbull to run in and make the catch in shallow center field. Out number 1. Mbennings considering substitution here in the top of the third with 1 out, a runner on first. Maybe just taking a moment to pause. I can't really see a reason to go to the bullpen in this situation.
Yeah, unless he has second thoughts about leaving Pitbull in center field. But like I said, I believe it was the second tier of poor injury, so he's still plenty capable of playing that position. Looks like you're right, just needed a moment.
That call on the inside, called a strike. Goes a little bit further inside, that time off the plate, gets him to chase. The 0-2. Swung on, protecting the plate, into the glove of Inu, and steps on the bag at first for an easy double play. That Goldfinger there, just not able to get the runner back to first in time.
No, yeah, not even close, really. Sometimes there's not a lot you could do when it's hit that way. Really, the problem for Goldfinger here in the early innings is just the plate discipline. It seems like he's swinging at a lot out of the zone. So if he cleans that up, maybe he could start getting a hold of some like we saw in inning number 2.
That 2-2 hit towards the gap, but it's going to hang up for Montgolfier, who comes in. A little interesting route there, but makes the catch all the same for out number 1. LeBlanc locked in up the mound. Only 18 pitches thrown as that one is belted towards right field. Didn't get all of it, however. Enriquez Jr. gets under it for out number 2. And the pitcher comes up, swings at the first pitch to Montgolfier. A very quick 1-2-3 inning, just what the Aeronauts want to see, making quick work of the first 9 batters of the dog pound.
Yeah, both of these players obviously aggressive in their approach. That one was a changeup to mash. Goldfinger just missed it.
Just missed it indeed. Reticle just a bit too low. Wasn't able to get it right. He had the timing there. Looked like it was destined for the left field bleachers. However, that one's going to land in shallow center field. More action for Pitbull, who throws it back in. A 1-out single here for the Aeronauts. The number 5 batter, Filament Stubbs, batting .300.
Yeah, Goldfinger definitely getting the better of the base runners. Hasn't really had a true threat, however. I wonder if he's got to be thinking about putting runners in motion sometime soon.
And not a lot of hard contact either here from the Aeronauts so far. A lot of bloop singles, getting runners on base, which is very important. You can't win a game without getting successful hits. That one's going to land in shallow center field. Pitbull stats, maybe putting an effort into that one. The slide just not in time. He wasn't close to the catch there. Like we were saying, Weaver, maybe an Mbennings going back to that substitution screen, looking at his options.
Yeah, and that's 2 fly balls to center field in a row, as this should be 2 somehow. And it is.
And it is a very unorthodox double play there, perhaps not knowing the speed of the runner out of the box, choosing to get the runner at first after seeing the runner fake towards back towards first. Perhaps the Aeronauts thinking maybe that ball was going to get caught, but it was a grounder all the way.
Yeah, and just to go back to the 2 swings before that double play ball there in that inning, 2 very late breaks from the center fielder from Mbennings as he crushes this one. We'll see how far it goes.
Looks like he'll be staying in the field, and Enriquez Jr. is able to get under it. That's out number 1.
But yeah, the breaks in center field were just not very good. First step backward, it seemed. I don't know if that's a player switching issue, but that's kind of what I was seeing out there.
LeBlanc gets behind in the count here, 2-0. That one misses the plate, but Shih-Tzu goes fishing. That one is roped into the glove of the diving Blankard there at third. A really good catch there by the third baseman. Big swing and a miss there. Strike 1, 2 outs, nobody on here for Pitbull, who is indeed strained. So that second level down, a little bit of stat decrease, but not a ton. Still a very formidable threat, especially at the plate here. You can see with those stats. But he swings and misses on the off-speed off the plate. A good pitch there. Strike 3 swinging. We had at the top of the 5th, still scoreless. Jeffries is the 7-8-9 up to bat.
We talked about that arsenal for the pitcher of the Aeronauts, how it features that slider and that screw. That is a great rip from Goldfinger, and it's off the wall.
Whippet just unable to come up with it, but throws into second. Oh, and the tag just late. Ump at second says in there safe. That's a leadoff double for the Aeronauts, a runner in scoring position. Now, DeRosier with the 1-1 count here against Husky. Swing and a miss just late on the 97-mile-per-hour heater on the outside part of the plate. The 1-2 misses inside. The 2-2 here to the first baseman. Over the plate. Gets a piece of it, but it's going to be in shallow center field. Shouldn't be deep enough to send the runner, and it isn't. Pitbull makes the catch for out number 1.
I think we're starting to see a little bit more, we're starting to see better plate discipline out of Goldfinger. He's laying off, okay, as he swings at that one, but for the most part, yeah, I'm caster cursing all over the place. But I think I'm seeing a lot more laying off of pitches like that he may have been swinging at in the first 3 innings or so.
See if he can get another pitcher here with LeBlanc, as that one is ripped into left field, but right at Whippet makes the catch for out number 2. So this inning started with a runner on second and nobody out. Top of the lineup here with 2 outs, and that runner still at second base. We'll see what Montgolfier is able to do. Swings at the first pitch way inside. Colley picks it up, throws it to Inu, out number 3. So the Knots threaten, but they do not score.
Yeah, to kind of amend my statement there, it kind of seems like the pitches in off the plate are the ones that are fooling him right now.
We'll see if mbennings continues to go that route, throws more pitches inside. See if he picks up on that action from Goldfingers. That one is grounded for out number 1. Here comes Shibu Inu up against Marge LeBlanc. 2-seamer off the plate, evens up the count at 1-1. Screwball going to try to get him to chase. He does not. Gets behind in the count now, 2-1. This fastball right down Broadway. Swing and a miss. Couldn't catch up with it. Going to go for the low change. Swung on and grounded towards DeRosier. Picks it up. The toss to first. Got him for out number 2.
Yeah, that previous pitch, that fastball right down the pipe, too hot for mbennings to handle, and that's probably in thanks to the mojo, the locked-in mojo of Marge LeBlanc, who has good velo to begin with, but every little bit is going to help. You see it again there.
43 pitches thrown here in the bottom of the 5th. Goes with the low change. Swung on and fouled back towards the netting. The 1-2. Screwball off the plate. Doesn't cut. Wild pitch on the 2-2. Swung on and missed. It was a heater well in the zone, but 100 miles per hour. And Bennings unable to catch up with it. We head to the top of the 6th. 2-3-4 batters due up here for the Aeronauts.
Siberian Husky here has been great, but Marge LeBlanc on the other side of the rubber has been electric through 5 innings. Definitely got to keep an eye on that as we're in a scoreless game.
Indeed. I believe Blanchard, if I'm pronouncing it Blankard, it's probably Jean-Pierre Blanchard, grounds that one on the 1-2 to Doxson, picks up, throws it to Inu for out number 1, brings up Art Griffin, the number 3 batter, the heart of this Aeronauts lineup, going to try to get something started offensively for Goldfinger and this AAA team. The 1-0 misses just a bit outside. It's Griffin with a good count here. The 2-0 from Husky, who is now locked in. More weak contact towards center field. Will Pitbull be able to get there in time? The sliding effort from the injured center fielder, and he comes up with it.
Yeah, based on what we had been seeing defensively from Pitbull in center, I wasn't sure about that ball, but it ends up being a great play for mbennings.
Excellent play there from mbennings to keep runners off the base paths. That one, some decent contact, but grounded towards Colley, who throws it to Inu. That is out number 3. The 2-3-4 batters go down in order. Bottom of the 6th, 7-8-9 due up here for the Dog Pound, looking to get their first base runner of the game. The 1-1 from LeBlanc is swung on. Weak contact towards left field. Montgolfier gets there to make the catch for out number 1. Screwball nowhere close. Against Daisy Whippet, who's batting .293 on the year. Swing and a miss, 99 miles per hour on the outside corner. More weak contact, lifted to shallow right. Enriquez Jr. is going to have to hurry. Gets in there to make the grab for out number 2. Pitcher due up. Husky locked in.
Yeah, you can really see Goldfinger locking in on that fastball. He knows it's his best weapon right now. It's getting good swings, at least for Goldie. out of mbennings, such as that one. He's also using the screwball. You're only allowed one screwball in your entire starting rotation and one in your bullpen. Some people don't even use it. Goldfinger uses it, and right there was an example of how good he is using it.
The locked-in pitcher at the plate. No match for the on-fire pitcher of the Aeronauts on the mound. Swinging at the first pitch, more weak contact. That should be a blooper that gets down right in front of Pitbull. A leadoff single here for the Aeronauts in the top of the 7th. The number 6 batter, Montgolfier, up to bat.
If you're Goldfinger here, the way you're pitching, I feel like you got to bunt here or try and steal the base. The run conversion has not been there. He's had base runners. He's got to change it up a little bit.
Instead, he swings and rips that one into center field. First and second here with no outs. Swung on the 2-0, got ahead in the count, saw a pitch that he liked, and that might have been the first true hard contact that went as a hit for the Aeronauts so far this game. And that'll be the day for Siberian Husky. Great Dane coming in for relief.
Okay, I believed in the bunt with 1 out. I believe in it even more here with 2 on and no outs. Sorry, the first statement I meant 1 on. 0-2 count, I don't think it's going to happen, though.
Not at all with the K-Man activated, protecting the plate there. Swings at that high heater, drives it foul. The 0-2 from Dane, swung on. It was a good location to swing at, just didn't get all of it. In the center field, we'll see if he tries to challenge Pitbull's arm. He does not, even with the strained arm of the center fielder out there. There was no motion from Goldfinger to send the runners.
Yeah, I think that's a mistake. It would have been close, but personally, that's a risk I would have taken, especially with the injury.
That one, Rip trying to get it up the middle, and it gets past the infielder's gloves. He's going to send the runner home. The throw from Pitbull will not be in time. And a weak rip up the middle is how the Aeronauts take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the 7th inning.
Yeah, you take him any way you can get him, and he will certainly take that right up the middle. Pitcher can't touch it. And that is a lead here late for March LeBlanc and the Aeronauts.
On fire. You can see that reticle, usually power and contact, very low for these pitchers, but here trying to almost even up with some starters on a lot of teams with that reticle size. We'll see if she can do anything. No. Swing and a miss. Good placement there from Mbennings to get that swinging strikeout. It's a 2 away and a runner's on first and second. Swinging at the first pitch is the leadoff batter. Grounded to short. The throw to first in time. That'll end the inning. But the Aeronauts strike first. 1-0 there in the top of the 7th. We head to the bottom of the 7th here in Apple Field. The Dog Pound. 1, 2, 3 batters due up here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
And we'll see how he keeps using a screwball 4-seamer combo. That screwball, the idea was great to backdoor it. Was not executed well. And Bennings took a great long look at it. And then that was a beautifully executed changeup. I feel like that's the first change we've seen in a while.
He used that changeup earlier to get the strikeout on a previous batter. And he does it again, that time a little bit lower and in the dirt. He's able to throw it to first to complete the out. Here comes Shitsu, who rips this one into left field, gets in front of Montgolfier. The Aeronauts in the bottom of the 7th with 1 out have broken up the perfect game from Marge LeBlanc.
Yeah, you got to tip your cap still to Marge LeBlanc and the ability of Goldfinger. 6 1/3 perfect innings is no small feat, especially against a player with as good a record and success as Mbennings. And here he comes.
Ripped towards the gap in left field. A late dive from Montgolfier isn't able to get the out. Puts it off in front of the wall. Runners on the corners now with 1 out for German Shepherd, the cleanup batter of this Dog Pound. Slider is high to the batter. 320 average, 11 homers on the season. This one ripped on the ground towards Montgolfier. The throw to second in time, on to first. The inning-ending double play, and the Aeronauts hang on to their 1-0 lead.
That's exactly what he needed. He went with a good pitch, the moving fastball, I believe the 2-seamer, put it in maybe a hair off the plate inside. Good contact from Mbennings, but that kind of played into Goldfinger's hand a little bit. If that ball is actually weaker, he may beat it out and tie the game. Instead, it's a rip, it's a double play, and we play on.
Blanchard goes down on 3 strikes. Some good pitching there by Great Dane, the reliever, looking to keep this game where it is at 1-0. That one fouled towards the seats. No one's going to get to it. And you can see right now, Goldfinger implementing what some of us call the Ashnod's coupon strategy, getting that reticle a little bit down in the zone before the pitch starts.
Yeah, camping reticle low. There's debate on, the effectiveness of it, exactly what it does. It's all going to come down to personal preference. But like you said, the home run king himself, Ashnod's coupon, that is how he does it.
2-2 there is not a home run. It's grounded towards the Inu. Steps on the bag. That is out number 2. And Enriquez Jr., the 2-3-4 batters here. First 2 have gone down in order. 339 average here for Enriquez. Up against Great Dane. Swung on, trying to get past the shortstop. Sue cuts it off. And that's a 1-2-3 inning. 5, 6, 7 batters due up here for the dog pound. Shibu Inu takes the first pitch low and away for a ball. The 1-0 is swung on the infield. LeBlanc gets under it, calls it off, and makes the catch for out number 1.
Yeah, LeBlanc may be living a bit dangerously with that pitch. It was not a very well-located fastball. This one's better. But even though the fastball has been very effective in this game for Goldfinger, mbennings, great player. You can't just take your foot off the gas and start throwing pitches that can be crushed.
It looks like Goldfinger is doing quite a good job at locating some of these pitches. That one, a good rip, but not enough power. Right into the glove of Stubbs in center field. 2 away. And here comes Lucy Colley. With 2 outs and nobody on here in the bottom of the 8th, the dog pound trail by 1. That one swung on weak contact into the leaping glove of Blanchard at third base. What a catch.
Yeah, we've seen some great defense out of the Aeronauts, aiding Marge LeBlanc and her bid for this shutout. Goldie would love some insurance, and this could be a great start. No, an excellent catch.
Good jump on it, had whip it from left field, able to run in and make a sliding effort to make the catch in left field for out number 1. First pitch swinging there goes foul down the first base line. Montgolfier trying to get above the Mendoza line here at the top of the 9th inning. Great Dane having a good outing here for the dog pound. Gets him to chase that one inside, lifted into foul territory. Doxid gets under it to make the catch. That's 2 away for John Jeffries. Swings at the first pitch, rips it into the leaping glove of Colley at second base. Both teams trading good defensive moments there. But that inning belonged to mbennings in the top of the 9th. But now 3 outs to work with, only trailing by 1. 8-9-1 batters due up here against Marge LeBlanc. The 1-1 is belted towards the gap in right field. Will Stubbs be able to get there in time? They will. That's out number 1.
That is huge for Goldfinger. Would have been a massive opportunity for mbennings to put a runner on in front of the pinch runner, which is going to be Buddy Boxer, hitting 286 off the bench.
Pinch hitting is Buddy Boxer, so the day done for Great Dane, who had a great job in relief. And in fact, great pitching from both of these teams, keeping it to a 1-0 game. Buddy Boxer behind in the count 1-2. Gets chasing that low changeup again. Strike 3 swinging, and now the dog pound down to their last out here in game number 1. Hit towards Griffin, catches it before it hits the ground, and the Aeronauts with a big upset here in game 1 of the AAA Match of the Week.
Yeah, an emphatic pitching performance there from Goldfinger. Got to give big props. I believe that was a 2-hit shutout for Marge LeBlanc. He did not need that bullpen. Not sure how his bullpen is constructed bars-wise, but it did not matter. Here in Game 1, that's a big win, and like we talked about in pregame, this right here is, what, the second game mbennings has lost all season to an opponent with a sub-500 record?
That is correct.
Wow.
This was all Aeronauts. They had mbennings' number out of the gate, just not able to give him anything that he could hit. Like, he had a few well-struck balls, but just not enough power. I'm not sure if it was timing or reticle placement, just wasn't able to get them over the fence or towards the gaps. Just hitting them where the fielders were, and some excellent pitching as well from Goldfinger there. Able to keep mbennings off kilter, nailing those corners, and going to that clutch 2-strike changeup when he needed to. Got him fishing time and time again. I believe he only got the strikeout 3 times with that pitch, but it was very successful. Goldfinger found out what worked against the mbennings batting and was able to get that 1 run that he needed in order to win the game. And like you said, holding a team as accomplished as mbennings dog pound, who was ranked number 5 in the power rankings coming in to this week, to just 2 hits over 9 innings. What an accomplishment.
Yeah, he should certainly be proud of himself. And if you're mbennings, you got to rebound here. You're still in that hunt. You're in the thick of it for a single round bye, which obviously, if you have championship aspirations in this league, you want bye weeks, because less opportunities to lose means more opportunities to win. So if you're mbennings, you got to recover here. You got to find a way to get this split and then take care of the rest of your schedule and sneak into that single bye. Not too much harm done here with that game 1 loss, but a sweep, that'd be a different story.
It'll be interesting to see if a sweep happens tonight or a split. Goldfinger is showing, that his pitching was not something that mbennings could reliably do anything with. We'll see if Goldfinger can keep up that level of pitching or if mbennings can turn on the bats here in Game 2. That's going to be starting very, very shortly. We're just waiting for this cue to pop for both Goldfinger, and Goldfinger is currently in the queue. We're just waiting on mbennings. The moment might need just a little bit of a second here to recoup. Like you were saying, just take that moment to breathe and realize, we dropped Game 1, but we were able to hold them to just that one run. If we make some runs of our own, make some noise on our offense, we're going to be able to come back, get that big split, hold on to that opportunity to get that first round bye. And while we're talking about that AAA playoff scenario, it's currently looking like the biggest threat to mbennings at the moment for that first round bye opportunity would be McDonut, who has a lot of games left to play at the moment and could definitely make a run for a first round or even possibly I'm not sure if they're still in it for a second round bye. With how many games are left to be played at this moment, it's pretty difficult to say in terms in remembering of who is almost done with their season and who is lagging a little bit behind. You can see right here, mbennings is almost done, but Goldfinger still has some more games to play of their own.
Yeah, the AAA, we were talking about this, you, me, and Dwayne, before we went live here in the booth. We're talking about the AAA and how it truly is the most wide open here at the end of the season, competition-wise, that we have seen in the 3 seasons of the AAA's existence. There may be favorites, but I don't think that anyone is going to truly just all-out run away with it. And mbennings, someone who's right up in there in that conversation.
We'll see if mbennings can hold on to this bye opportunity. As Game 1 gets started, the Aeronauts will have home field advantage here in Game number 2, taking Game number 1 away. Ed Yost on the mound here. 4-seamer cutter slider change. This one weak contact for Dog Pound. This time it goes his way. Does not take him nearly as long to get the first hit of his game. He gets the leadoff runner aboard here in the first.
Yeah, it took 6 1/3 innings for mbennings to find his first base runner in Game number 1 versus Goldfinger. He gets it here on first batter of the game. Maybe a good sign for him going forward.
Shitsu favoring that outside pitch. Gets behind in the count 1-2. Here comes that low change, gets him swinging at it. It's going to be fair, so we're able to move the runner over. Successful little swinging effort there. Productive to get a runner into scoring position with 1 out, and Pitbull at the plate, no longer facing that injury, but behind in the count 0-2. Slider well off the plate, not offered at. 1-2 goes with the high heat, gets a glove on it, does Rosier, and the throw to third to keep the runner at second. Didn't try to go to the out, just tried to keep the runner where he is.
Yeah, by my estimation, I don't think he had the double up at second. Maybe if he rockets it off with 99 power. In any case, it's a big out. It saves a run, and he has the chance for the K here. It looks like he's going to rely on the heater, and why not?
Another good opportunity here with the head in the count. Comes back to 2-2. Heater on the inside part of the play. It's going to be fair. Rosier with a diving effort. The throw to first. The pitch recovering. Gets the out there. So a leadoff runner for the Dog Pound, but nothing else. Here come the Aeronauts in the bottom of the first. Bailey Beagle on the mound here with a .333 average. 5-pitch arsenal here for the starter of the Dog Pound. Gets behind in the count 2-0.
Yeah, certainly a statistical or attribute upgrade for this starter Bailey Beagle over I believe it was Husky, I think.
Siberian Husky, yes.
That's right, yeah. That starter we saw in Game 1. So maybe a rotation turnover here, but Goldfinger smashes that.
The 3-1 down the pipe, and it is gone! The Dog Pound gets a leadoff single, but the Aeronauts do one better with a leadoff homer 400 feet even to left field. Montgolfier gives the Aeronauts an early 1-0 lead.
Yeah, we saw some great power swings out of Goldfinger, a few of them, in Game 1. None of them bore any fruit. He does not miss that one with his leadoff hitter, and he's looking for more. That was a fork ball to handle. He just missed it.
Yeah, we're seeing from mbennings. We're talking about the good pitching of Goldfinger and how he's able to get mbennings on a lot of great pitches. But here's the opposite thing for mbennings, as that one is crushed towards right field, but that high wall of motor yard keeping that ball in play. Still a double there for the number 2 batter. Here come the Aeronauts.
2 very good swings resulting in 2 extra base hits. It all comes down to patience. and good placement. If you don't swing out of the zone, typically good things are going to happen. Combine it with those well-timed power swings.
And mbennings not going to get any help here on the pitching side of things. Already tense is Bailey Beagle. That one down the middle, just a bit late is Art Griffin. The 2-2, just a bit inside, brings the count full. Composed activates for Bailey Beagle, giving her a little bit more accuracy. The payoff pitch down Broadway, but it looks like Goldfinger just got under it. It's going to die in front of the warning track there in center field. Going to test the arm of Pitbull. No. Bluffs towards third, gets back to second.
Yeah, no injury so far for Pitbull here in game 2. So the arm as formidable as it's going to be. And he still has that runner in scoring position, so no need to really risk it.
And obviously we can't see mbennings at bats from his perspective, but it is looking for us as that one is lined weakly towards Colley for out number 2. Runner to second gets back safely. It does look like mbennings is offering some very hittable pitches so far to Goldfinger, perhaps playing a little bit in part to Goldfinger's success at the plate.
Yeah, the accuracy looks like it's a problem here early on, but that's something that a lot of players will get better at as the game goes on. That's a lot of great contact in that inning. Almost everything Goldfinger hit in that inning, everything he made contact with was very strong and hit far. So that's an encouraging sign for him.
Said we head to the top of the second with nobody out. That one ripped towards Montgolfier. A very good dive there by the shortstop to throw to first in time for out number 1 and 99 power throw.
Yeah, you love to see the perfectly timed dive laying out in the hole and then the perfect throw. That's chef's kiss.
Dachshund at the plate evens up the count here at 1-1. Here comes the changeup off the plate from Yost, swung on and fouled towards the dugout. Slider on the outside of the plate, trying to get the back door, gets it called. Strike 3 looking.
Still rolling here is Goldfinger as far as pitching goes. He threw that gem in game 1, looking to back it up with more in game 2.
And you had talked earlier as that one is a little bit off the plate, goes chasing Montgolfier, gets there into left field, makes the catch for out number 3. We head to the bottom of the second. About getting better as the game goes on in terms of accuracy pitching. We can look at really early here. Difference between game 1 and game 2 for Goldfingers. That one's lined right into the glove of Russell there in first base. Russell with a running effort, able to catch up with it before it hits the grass. Goldfinger was leading off with a bunch of weak contacts. Some of them went for hits, but in that first inning, a ton of hard contact, and there's another rip to left field. That's a one-out single.
Yeah, these are all great signs out of Goldfinger. He's got to keep it up. He's got his 8-hole hitter up. We'll see how mbennings approaches that with the pitcher on deck. Granted, the pitcher for the Aeronauts did reach base in game number 1. It's never a sure thing, so we shall see.
We'll have to see what the Aeronauts pitcher's status is. I believe they were neutral up until the end of that inning. Whether or not they got moved up to locked in remains to be seen. The 3-0 here to Rosier catches the outside corner there for a strike. Good forkball. Runner on first, 1 out. Aeronauts lead by 1. That one just a bit off the plate. Couldn't cut back in. So now first and second for Ed Yost. Still at neutral mojo here, so no boost to their stats yet. That one hit towards the hole in left field. A diving effort from Sue is not going to have enough time to make an out. Bases are juiced now for the top of the Aeronauts lineup with 1 out.
Yeah, massive opportunity here, and he had an opportunity to crush that fork. But the way this has gone, he may get another one to crush if he's just patient for it.
Yeah, just a bit late on that very hittable pitch. Takes that one inside, does not chase it. A good pitch there going the other way was Beagle, who is now tense. The 1-2 inside gets him to chase it. It's going to be not caught by any of the infielders. That'll get an out at second and on to third. A double play, a heads-up defensive move from mbennings to get out of the jam on an infield fly that should have been caught.
And just a hair, like that was by a hair. If he had not gotten the tag at third, that run was going to score. I looked at the scoreboard as soon as that play was made, and it remained 1-0.
It wasn't a force out. That's right. He took away the force.
The tag play there to end the double play made it so that if that run had scored before the tag, it would have counted for the Aeronauts. But instead, he got it done just in time, and the game stays 1-0. That is huge for mbennings.
Huge for mbennings, who does strike out swinging there with the first batter of the inning. But still to keep it a 1-0 game after having the bases loaded with 1 out and the top of the lineup in. That's a huge effort from mbennings and a heads-up play defensively to get out of it. Chases him out of the zone with the changeup in the dirt, gets away from the catcher, but is able to throw to first in time for out number 2. Lineup turns over here for the dog pound. 2 outs and nobody on. First pitch swinging. Drilled foul down the first base line. Yost is now officially locked in on the mound. Gets him chasing that slider. Weak contact lifted to shallow right field. Griffin gets back, makes the catch for out number 3. 2, 3, 4 batters due up for the Knots.
Yeah, lacking the screwball here now with the change in pitchers for Goldfinger. It seems like he's trying to utilize the slider a little bit more as a third weapon to complement the four-seamer and the change.
Good location on the reticle there from the Aeronauts to get that low and away pitch. Roped into left field for a leadoff single. Here comes Art Griffin. Runner on first and nobody out against Beagle. Good fastball there from Beagle on the inside corner. Strike 1. That one, a little bit of the plate, is drifting towards right field, and Russell's able to run in and make the catch for out number 1.
And so the theme with Goldfinger that we've seen in these 2 games is the pitching, right? He has not allowed a run. He has barely allowed a threat, maybe the one late in game 1. And that's huge for Goldfinger because looking here at these stats, he is absolutely towards the bottom of the barrel as far as pitching stats goes. This is a nice double play for the dog pound. He's way towards the bottom as far as pitching goes. That's definitely going to explain his poor record. But as far as runs scored goes, while it's not eye-popping, he is close to certain competitors. The player just above him is Oxbox, who is in the top 5 currently, if I'm not mistaken. So if the pitching can hold the way he's been utilizing it here against mbennings, he could be a true threat going into these playoffs.
Anything can happen in this AAA playoff situation where every single player does make it. There is no cutoff, unlike the XBL at 90 ego. That one's ground to Montgolfier. It could be 2. The throw to second, not in time. The throw on to first. Instead of it being a double play, everyone is safe. A ton of speed there for the dog pound. Fools Goldfinger. And now first and second with nobody out for the cleanup batter, German Shepherd, who goes for a bunt but pops it up. The throw to first not in time. That is an out on the bunt. The catcher able to catch it before it hits the dirt. Brings up Shibu Inu. First and second with 1 out. And an infield fly on the first pitch. This game is going by way too quickly, Weaver.
Yeah, a lot of aggressiveness here. And that bunt really turned the tide there. It looked like mbennings was on a roll here to get something across. I kind of like the idea to bunt. He just did not execute. And he's going to get out of it. See if Blanchard throws across. Yeah, he does.
And that's out number 3. So the dog pound threatening but does not score. And there was that low changeup again. Just mbennings unable to lay off of that pitch in the dirt. Here come the Aeronauts swinging that first pitch towards the gap in left field. Nobody's going to get to that one. That'll be extra bases for the Knots to try and get some insurance here in the bottom of the 4th. Montgolfier at the plate with the runner in scoring position. Swings at that first pitch, goes foul into the seats. Beagle, good pitch there on the lower part of the zone, swung on and missed. The 0-2, way out of the zone, but he goes chasing it. Will move the runner over from second to third on the ground out. So 1 out here, runner on third for John Jeffries. Beagle delivers. This one more ground ball action, but the fielders were not playing in. All they'll get is an RBI ground out. The Aeronauts extend their lead 2-0.
And I'm a little surprised at the call not to go infield in, considering how dominant Goldfinger's been on the mound and how mbennings has just not been able to put anything together. And look at Goldfinger go. He just continues to rip the ball.
A 99 power swing off the bat. You wouldn't think it was, but it's enough to get enough lift over the leaping glove of the shortstop into that gap in left field once again. That's a 2-out double for the locked-in pitcher, Ed Yost, up at the plate. Beagle throws one high and away. That one is going to drift foul. The 1-1 from Beagle, already at 51 pitches thrown here in the bottom of the 4th. Inside, good take there from Yost. The 2-1 misses inside. Composed trade activates here for Beagle on the 3-1. Protecting the plate, there goes foul. Full count now. The payoff pitch misses way up and out, and Yost takes it all the way. So first and second, lineup turns over again for the Aeronauts. 2 outs here for Montgolfier.
Yeah, something is up with mbennings and his accuracy. You just cannot walk the pitcher there, and it's going to result in 2 runs. Brilliant by Goldfinger.
And that one roped into the gap in left field. 1 run will score, 2 runs will score. The Knots in full control of this series. A 4-0 lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Blanchard up at the plate here with 2 outs and a runner on second. That one misses inside, just Beagle unable to find those locations. That one a bit better, high and inside, should end the inning if the second baseman is able to come up with it. And she is. Collie makes the grab for out number 3. But a big 3 runs there in the bottom of the 4th for the Knots. The Dog Pound, who haven't scored a run yet, rips that one up the middle for a leadoff hit in the top of the 5th. They have some work to do to get back into this one.
Yeah, down 4 to a pitcher who has been excellent thus far. And locked in is Ed Yost. Nice play there. He gets back, though. Good awareness at first base.
Softly lined in the glove of the third baseman, so out number 1. Beagle's day continues. Right there, Bennings taking a quick look at his bench and just saying, nah, Beagle's going to stay in here despite the tense mojo. That one, more action for Blanchard. Catches that one before it hits the ground. Runner stays at first. Jack Russell with 2 outs and a runner on first. Dog Pound trail by 4 here in the top of the 5th. That low changeup, and we see Russell lay off of it for the first time this game. Nice slider there on the outside part of the plate. The 1-2 taken just a bit high. Didn't miss by much. Low changeup, big check swing. Doesn't pull the trigger. Payoff pitch, swung on and missed. Overpowered him with the heat down the pipe. Couldn't catch up with it.
Yeah, the fastball has been the weapon of choice for Goldfinger. It pays off time and time again here.
It was very surprising to me, at least, to see Bennings stick with Bailey here in the with her spot up to bat in the previous inning. Kept her in the game despite the tense mojo. Maybe just not having the faith in his bullpen. Griffin behind in the count here, 1-2. Against the 5-pitch Arsenal starter. That one misses just a bit high with the breaking ball. Griffin batting .300 on the season. The 2-2 misses outside. A full count worked by the second baseman. Composed trade activates. Beagle sneezes on the mound. The payoff pitch misses inside, but he swings at it. And not being able to catch it is the third baseman. Almost had the perfect location for it, but couldn't come up with it. The at-bat continues. Another pitch out of the zone. This one caught by Collie. Second base for out number 1. So 2 chances there for a leadoff walk for Goldfinger, and he pulls the trigger on both pitches out of the zone.
Yeah, that's got to hurt a little bit for Goldfinger. He was completely gifted a second chance at life there after Bennings did not catch the foul ball, and then Bennings threw what would have been ball 4, and Goldfinger just unable to hold up.
Behind in the count here is Junior. The 0-2 misses high. Here comes the 1-2. On the outside corner, grounded towards Sue, throws it to first. That's out number 2. And we're starting to see here in this inning, at least to my eye, Bennings trying to get a little bit better at that location. That one down the middle, however, but Goldfinger unable to get the reticle placement where he needs it. Lifted into very shallow left field. Sue makes the catch. That's a 3-up, 3-down inning. Here come the 2-3-4 batters, the heart of this Dog Pound lineup. They trail by 4 in the top of the 6th inning.
Yeah, still plenty of time for the Dog Pound. Not certainly not in his interest, Bennings that is, to panic here, despite the poor results thus far. Definitely, I mean, Goldfinger has been the story so far.
Just absolutely dominant on the mound. The 2-2 well inside, gets him to chase that cutter. Blanchard's going to have to hurry the throw to first in time for out number 1. Pitbull at the plate, swings on the first pitch, belted to deep right field, and the Dog Pound have their first run of this series. A solo jack to right field from Mr. Worldwide.
Yeah, what a shot there. And I almost want to say I didn't really expect it. That was the fastball that was mislocated down the middle, but we've seen that a lot in this series, and Bennings hasn't hit anything. He did not miss that one, though, so maybe the timing's starting to creep back for him.
We'll see if it's going to be enough here in the late game. Still trails by 3. Gets ahead in the count here, 2-0, however, against Ed Yost. Swing and a miss there on the slider in the zone. Try to get him to chase the high heat. A big check swing. The 3-1 here to Shepard. Swing and a miss. Couldn't catch up with the heater. Payoff pitch. Waits on the changeup, but drives it foul. Going to go back to the heater on the payoff pitch, and it is skied to right field. Enriquez Jr. gets under it, makes the catch. That's out number 2.
Yeah, that was a well-located heater up and away with good accuracy there from Goldfinger after we had seen the slow changeup that was fouled off. And with the 2 strikes there, mbennings had switched to a contact approach. That fastball up and away, that's a tough one to get a hit on with contact swing.
Griffin with a remarkable effort to cut that ball from getting up the middle. The throw to first not in time, but still an excellent effort there by the second baseman to get a glove on that ball. 2 out single nonetheless here for the dog pound. Swing and a miss from Dachshund. The 1-2. Swung on that low changeup, drives it foul. Stays alive in the count. The high heat swung on and missed. A perfectly placed high heater there from Goldfinger. Gets him out of the inning. The dog pound get a run on a solo jack, but the Knots still lead it 4-1 as that one is lazily lined into the glove of Inu right on the foul line.
And I'll be curious to see how Goldfinger kind of attacks the plate in these final innings. He swung at the first pitch 2 batters in a row here. If you're Goldfinger, I don't think you should feel too complacent with this 3-run lead. And Bennings very formidable. You have shut him down thus far, but he's capable of waking up and turning on the gas.
Takes a good slider right there on the inside corner. The 0-1 swung on towards the gap in left field. Should be caught, and it is by Whippet. So a 4-pitch inning for the dog pound pitcher, and that's what you gotta love to see if you are an mbennings fan, hoping for the split here. Top of the 7th inning, only 9 more outs to work with. Yost back to locked in on the mound, but you can see those stats really starting to come down as that low changeup is lined into the glove of Griffin at second base, out number 1. Here comes Daisy Whippet, swing and a miss there on the first pitch fastball. We go to the changeup here on the outside part of the plate, but it hangs over the middle and it's roped up the middle. That's a 1-out single for mbennings and the dog pound. Pitcher up to bat. That should be the day this time for Bailey Beagle. In comes Penny Pointer with a 300 average off the bench.
Yeah, not much power here. It looks like mbennings is just going to go with a contact approach, but he pops it up. That's a huge second out.
Big second out there for the Arrow Knots if Enriquez Jr. can make the catch, and he does. 2 outs, a runner on first, Jack Russell. 1 for 3 with a single on the day. That one misses outside. The 1-0 misses outside as well, so Russell ahead in the count with a runner on first and 2 outs. His team trails by 3. A good fastball on the outside corner there, called strike. The 2-1 gets him to chase that low changeup, fouls it back towards the catcher. The 2-2. Swung on and roped towards the middle. Gonna head towards that gap. Stubbs able to cut it off before it hits the wall. The throw to third will keep the runner at second base. It's away from Blanchard a little bit there, but Mojo down for Yost. And that could be the day for him. With runners on first and second and 2 outs. The tying run at the plate here for mbennings. It'll be up to Brooke Wankerstein in order to try and shut this down.
Big situation here. Just going to go over that changeup. I think that's kind of the pitch. If he can get a second strike, I think he has to throw that pitch until he gets the result.
High in the count, 2-1. The high heat swung on and missed. Gets into that count. Will not go for the changeup. Gonna go for that screwball on the outside corner. Try to get him to chase. He does not. Full count to Shitsu. The payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Overpowered him with the 99-mile-per-hour heater in the zone.
Yeah, just an overpowering fastball, and that's why you go to the bullpen. You got to replenish that velo sometimes, especially when the four-seamer has been the weapon of choice in the series. He's got to think about pulling her here. I think if it were me, I'd leave her in, but we shall see.
Just depends on the remaining arms you've got in your bullpen. You do have that 3-run lead. It would be nice to get some insurance. Indeed, Wankerstein comes out, gets that one out, but now Flip Fisher is in to bat, looking for his first hit on the season. First pitch in there for a strike from the reliever, Great Dane, who is now in. Swings at that one off the plate. Skied into shallow left field. Shitsu makes the catch for out number 1.
And some people may call that the wrong call to remove Wankerstein there with just the one out recorded. She came in that jam. But I think it's still a good call. The game was on the line there, tying run at the plate. Your pitcher was tense. You cannot ever lose a game while not using your best relief arm, and so I like the call from Goldie.
1-0 is sky towards shallow right field. It's a bloop single to keep this inning alive for the Aeronauts, looking to extend that 4-1 lead here in the bottom of the 7th. Art Griffin, with the runner on first and 2 outs, takes the first pitch high and in, the off speed, not cutting the plate. 1-0 misses high and away with the fastball. The 2-0 to Griffin is in there for a strike right on the high and inside corner. Here comes the 2-1 off the plate, gets him swinging, chasing it. Goes foul. K-Man activates for Dane. The 2-2 well inside and swung on and missed. Got him chasing that pitch inside. Some good effort there from Great Dane. And now we'll see which arm Goldfinger goes to here. It will be Bristol Bell. He's going to try to get the Aeronauts through this 8th inning.
Yeah, it looked like he chose a higher velo, lower junk pitcher here in Bell over a slightly lower velo but higher junk character, and I think that's all according to the fastball plan and execution that we've been seeing through almost 2 games now.
3 fastballs and a changeup in the arsenal of Bristol Bell. Here comes the 1-2 going with the high heat. Pitbull doesn't chase. And try to get him with the low changeup. We'll see what happens. Pitbull swung on and missed. Couldn't lay off of the low changeup after seeing that high heater.
Number 22.
German Shepherd swings at the first pitch. He goes foul into the seats. 3-11 on the season for the cleanup batter of the Dog Pound. Stares at that cutter over the plate. Strike 2. High heat lays off of it. Going to go back to that low changeup. We'll see if it fools him again. It does, but he's able to get just enough wood on it. Goes foul. The 1-2 swung on. Weak contact over the diving glove of the second baseman. Don't think he has it even if he jumps. No. That's a 1-out single for the Dog Pound. And now Shibu Inu at the plate.
Yeah, and mbennings, this is the opportunity here. You get the 1 runner on, get another on, and then the tying run to the plate. He's staying patient here. I like it.
Wild pitch catches the outside corner for a strike. The 2-1. This is low and inside. Shibu Inu just staying with the contact swing. Not a charge up yet, except for there. Griffin's going to have to jump and makes the catch at the last possible second before it sails over his head. Runner gets back to first safely.
Great catch and great reaction there from Goldfinger. That was destined for the gap that would have put 2 on or potentially scored a run for the tying run at the plate. Instead, it's got a 1-1 count. Chance to get out of this.
Bristol Bell behind in the count 2-1. Doxson tense at the plate. Swing and a miss. The 2-2. Change up in the dirt. Swung on and missed yet again. That pitch has been the bread and butter for the Aeronauts tonight. They have a 3-run lead in the bottom of the 8th, looking to extend it.
Yeah, and one of the keys to the game was the fact that these 2 players have not faced each other before and thus have no scouting data on each other. It was going to be a chess match to see who could feel each other out more, and maybe we're biased because we're seeing firsthand the pitching approach from Goldfinger from his perspective. But it really does seem like Goldfinger has completely solved his opponent, at least in this 2-game sample.
This one grounded to Shitsu. The throw to first in time, too quickly away here for the Aeronauts. Here comes Montgolfier. Going to try to extend this 4-1 lead for the Dog Pound. That pitch was one to do it on. Couldn't pull the trigger. Maybe the timing just wasn't right. The 0-1 misses inside. Lined right back into the glove of Dane, the pitcher, who makes the catch over his shoulder. A bit of a flex there, perhaps, by the pitcher. But now the Dog Pound, 7, 8, 9 batters, down to their last 3 outs, and they trail by 3. Bristol Bell came in for relief in the 8th, is still on the mound here in the 9th. The 1-2. Change up low is not swung on. The 2-2 goes with the high heat, not swung on either. The payoff pitch going high and inside with the heater, and that's roped towards the gap in left field. Stubbs is going to have to try to cut it off. They won't be able to do it. That's going to go all the way to the wall. A leadoff double for the Dog Pound. Like you said earlier, Weaver, don't count mbennings out yet.
No, you can't, and this is that's pretty much how you need to start an inning where you're desperate for runs. You got to get the leadoff runner on, extra base hit, that's bonus points. Now you got to get one more on, and then we'll see the bench.
And here comes Konyakov, who's going to try to close things out here for the Aeronauts. Daisy Whippet at the plate. Runner on second and nobody out. Heater misses just a bit off the plate. The 2-1. Low changeup got him to swing. The throw to first in time. On to third. It sails over his head, and that will allow the runner at third to score. So the bases are cleared. The Dog Pound gets 1 run, cutting their deficit to just 2. And now the pitcher's spot is up to bat. mbennings most definitely going to be pinch hitting, and here comes Buddy Boxer.
Yeah, messy play there. Still plenty of opportunity for Goldfinger. Make some good pitches and come away with what would be an emphatic sweep.
The 0-1 misses low and away on the changeup. 1-1 low and inside is swung on. Weak contact into left field. That's going to get down. And just like that, the tying run for Bennings and the dog pound is at the plate in the form of the leadoff batter, Jack Russell. The first pitch catches the outside corner for a strike. Low heat. Misses just a bit. The 1-1 to Russell. Swung on weak contact. It's going to go foul down the first base line. Whiffer trade activates for Russell. The 1-2. The low changeup is not offered at. Evens up the count at 2-2. Swung on and missed. Got him on the low inside heater.
Yeah, it was a great take the pitch before, not swinging at that changeup that had struck him out so often. Then he swings at the fastball just in off the inside corner. It was a great pitch from Goldfinger.
Changeup misses just a bit low. Evens up the count at 1-1. Swing and a miss. Got him with the high outside heat. 2 outs, runner on first. The low changeup swung on, dribbled towards first base. It does not cut fair. 1-2. Swung on and missed. And Goldfinger takes a surprising sweep against Bennings and the dog pound.
And we'll say it again. Bennings had come into this game only having lost once versus a team below 500. That total is now 3, thanks to the emphatic sweep from Goldfinger, who's got to be beaming right now with what surely was maybe his best 2-game performance of the season.
Absolutely. That was an incredible performance there from Goldfinger. And I'm going to check something very quickly right here. And yes, indeed, that, Weaver, and to everyone who was just watching that series, was the Aeronauts' first sweep of Season 10. What an outing there from Goldfinger. Not able to put together the season he wanted to this season, I'm sure, but to come out here in the match of the week and put on a dominant pitching performance like he did tonight, and his bats able to get done what they needed to against a very heavy playoff contender. Wow.
Yeah, wow is right. What a time to bust out that first career sweep in the AAA after being in the AA last season in prime time at the end of week 6. Towards the end of the schedule, we only have 7 more official days in the regular season for both the AAA and the XBL. But yeah, what a time to bust it out. He's getting hot at the right time. That if he can continue the momentum that we saw from him tonight, both on the mound in games 1 and 2, and then especially at the plate in game number 2 with all that hard contact. If we see that translate into momentum going forward, he's going to make himself a tough probably lower seed in that first round of the playoffs to whoever he does end up drawing.
If I was in the AAA, I wouldn't want to be in the bracket with Goldfinger. Let me just say that right now. Like that was some risky stuff that he was putting out there, and it paid off in spades. With that big sweep, like you said, getting hot at the right moment. We've seen it before in seasons past, especially in the AAA, where you see some teams with what we call losing records, if you're below 500, still being able to put together dominant postseason outings where they get to, second, third round, maybe even the quarterfinals or the semifinals. That record, it means a lot for seeding, the possibility of getting a bye. Like we said for Bennings, this was a big series. For him to lose both of these games kind of hurts his odds at getting that first round bye, but still some games left to play. That is not set in stone. But the seeding isn't the be-all, end-all at the end of the day for the AAA, unlike it can be for the XBL. If you don't place in those top 12 at the 90 ego level, you don't make the postseason. But in the AAA, it truly is anyone can beat anybody.
Yeah, anyone can beat anybody. There's great parity here in Season 10 across the board. And like you said, everyone loves a Cinderella story. And the opportunities for such stories are abundant in the AAA, where every team makes the playoffs. So you get those teams that have lost a ton of games who do gain entry into the first round of the playoffs at least. And every now and then you'll see something great happen. Off the top of my head, the best example of that was, of course, Captain Krill in Season 8 going on a rampage towards the end of the season. Looked like a completely different player. And maybe, I don't know, maybe Goldfinger is that version here in Season 10. We will have to see. Definitely someone you got to circle when the playoffs begin as someone who could make a lot of noise in that first round.
It'll be very interesting to see how I'm really excited. Let me just say, I am really excited for the first round in AAA. I mean, it doesn't sound like it's a huge thing, but so many upsets can happen, so many close games, and it could be a big telling as to which teams might have what it takes to go the distance in that huge AAA playoffs where it really is a toss-up for who's going to win the World Series. On the other side, we have the XBL, our 90 ego league, where I think a lot of us would agree that there is one name that comes to mind in terms of who will most likely be making an appearance in the World Series, if not completely winning the whole thing. But there's still definitely some... there's a lot of good players, I should say, at the top end in the XBL, the whole top 7. And one of those top 7 is going to be playing here in just a few minutes. Isn't that right, Weaver?
Yeah, Corruptions. He will be going up against Webb here at the top of the hour. You certainly do not want to miss that. Corruptions has been, I think I mentioned this to you in someone's Twitch chat, Floribel. Corruptions probably, and there isn't really a huge sample for this, but easily probably the most impressive hitter we've seen on 90 ego from someone who has come from 80 or 83, since Corruptions did spend seasons 8 and 9 in the AAA, then of course moved on up into the XBL here this season for season 10. He has barely missed a beat. I mean, sure, he's not hitting over 400 like he was in the AAA, but he's very competitive here on 90 ego. And we'll talk more about him and his opponent, of course, Webb, here at the top of the hour. But it should be a great show.
And both teams are playing for some very important stuff. The Prowlers are hunting a top 4 seed, trying to get a bye, and Webb is hunting for a place in the postseason, right on the cusp. He's going to have to put together some big wins, especially here tonight against the Prowlers. Like Weaver said, that's coming up at the top of the hour. So in just about 15 minutes time, we hope you stick around for that XBL match of the week. If you don't, thank you so much for joining us. And we will see you all again in just about 15 minutes. We'll also have the weekly recap will be tomorrow night with Weaver and Dwayne. And of course, more XBL action always going on in our Discord server. So please, if you are not already part of the Discord server and want to learn more about the XBL or just a fan of Super Mega Baseball 3 in general, go ahead and click that Discord link in the Twitch description. We'll be back in just about 15 minutes. Thank you so much for joining us.